1950, we're talking about a post-war world that is far messier than our own time. Beria on the world stage is no Stalin. He's trusted by nobody at home or abroad, and that's dangerous. So really, the crux of the video is what if somehow relations deteriorated to such a level that the West and Soviets went to war within the 1940s. First, the whole Beria takeover means that the Soviet leadership takes a massive hit. Restructuring the entire government apparatus is hard enough in peacetime. To do it in the midst of a war with extended supply lines is just crazy. This isn't that big of a deal during the war while the Germans were collapsing, but it is a big deal in a new war against the West. A lot of key bureaucrats and generals would have been sent off to the Gulag during and especially after Germany's capitulation. You can have as much manpower as you want. If you don't have capable generals to lead them, you're just throwing bodies in a ditch. Next, we have logistics. When people imagine Operation Unthinkable, they imagine the Allies fighting the Soviets. But so much of that Soviet army was already on the American payroll. They were provided with 300,000 jeeps and trucks, 12,000 armored vehicles, including 7,000 tanks, 11,400 aircraft, and 1.75 million tons of food.
Like when Grandma was baking cookies, and she'd let you lick the batter. It feels like a fluffy hug. Cookie dough.
What the fuck? This thing has 15 grams of protein.
Grandma loved protein.
So, this is your stock.
Fluffy, chocolatey, and packed with protein. Put the puff, built puff.
The Soviet war machine ran on American oil, American food, with soldiers driven to the front line on American tanks and trucks. Now that I think about it, it would be pretty fitting for the US to fight a war with people they literally just supplied. Now, would this be that dramatic of a factor in the war? Maybe. Soviets would have supply issues. Yeah, but I don't know if the Allied public would tolerate such losses and a profound conflict right after World War II. Speaking of losses, the Soviets had a lot. If you had the bad luck of being born a man in the Soviet Union in the 1910s, the likelihood of you celebrating your 21st birthday was just 20%. In our time, they were able to at least rest and replenish a little bit. But needing to fight almost immediately and still hold Europe might be asking too much of the Red Army. They would be fighting not only the Allies, but Poles, Germans, Czechs, Serbs, and many others, all of which the Americans would be arming. That said though, on the ground, I think this would be an even fight. Even with the disadvantages the Soviets had, they would make some progress. But there's one place the Soviets wouldn't be able to fight, and that's the air. Look, there's really no reason to talk about alternate tactics and strategy in this war, because holy hell is there an Air Force imbalance between these two. Like I mentioned in that Dunkirk video, America funded the creation of a bomber fleet 3 times as expensive as the Manhattan Project. It cost 3 times more to make a plane fly higher than it was to split the atom. The US specialized in building high-altitude, long-range bombs, which are extremely difficult to make. The ultimate payoff being that you could fly over anywhere without an escort and just drop the bombs. All this talk of logistics and manpower really